Well, good morning, everyone, and hey, happy Fat Tuesday.
Oh yeah, it's Fat Tuesday.
I'm Channing Curtis.
Wait, so that doesn't mean we get to be fat and happy
Absolutely,
today?
yes.
That's
That's
eat all the
literal
food.
meaning, yes.
But it's a good day to stay inside too, because gosh, Thomas, it has been quite windy, but it's also going to start getting very cold, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the rest of this week's going to be an inside week for us, because while yesterday was quite windy, we are already on to the next weather system. Snow is beginning over North Idaho this morning, and then temperatures will be free falling from here. Let's jump right into Doppler radar, because I've been checking out the areas of North Idaho where even some of the valleys may have started as rain have already changed to snow. Current temperature at 32 degrees in Sandpoint, and you can follow this along to Coeur Terre. Looks like we could be getting some light snowfall or snow flurries even as of 7 a.m. as you see the snow start to build a little bit closer towards not only Kootenai County but eventually Spokane County. As for current temperatures, I just mentioned 32 in Sandpoint, but still 35 Coeur Terre, 34 in Spokane. So that first layer of snow might have a hard time sticking at first, but temperatures should be dropping later on today. We have winter storm warnings for the passes and winter weather advisories for far North Idaho and northeastern Washington until 10 o'clock tonight.
So we're used to this type of weather, of course, here in the inland Northwest, but it is still so important to be prepared with the fresh snow and the cold on the way.
So this morning, here are a few reminders for you. Dress as if you're going to be stranded, or at the very least, keep a warm coat or blanket in your car. Always open the garage door before starting your car. This prevents carbon monoxide buildup, which is extremely dangerous. And bring your clearing supplies like a snow brush or ice scraper inside for easy access. And try to back into parking spaces if you can so that it's easier for you to leave. And we all know how annoying it can be when you walk outside and see that your windshield wipers are frozen, so just lift them up when you're not driving your car. Now, it's also important to make sure that your car is clear of any snow before you even start driving.
So we verified the do's and don'ts of removing your snow from your car.
Our sources are AAA, Rochester Mazda, Staple Vehicle Contracts, Progressive Insurance, 1A Auto Repair Company, Batteries Plus, Anco Wipers, and State Farm Insurance. The first don't use hot water or homemade solutions like water and ammonia. They can crack the windshield. Instead, use de-icing spray or liquid ice melt. Don't use the wrong tools. Sharp objects can scratch glass and damage paint. And avoid brooms. The bristles can also damage the paint. Do use tools meant for snow removal, like brushes, ice scrapers, or foam brooms. And leaf blowers from a distance can help as well. To keep your windshield wipers working year-round, don't use them to clear snow or ice. It can cause tears in the blades. Instead, clear the snow from your windshield with the tools we just told you about. And defrost the windshield to melt the ice and unfreeze your wipers.
Some good advice happening today. Coeur Terre City Council is expected to make a decision on the controversial proposed housing development, Coeur Terre. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez live in North Idaho right now. And Nicole, you've been covering this story for months now. Where would this new development be if approved?
So the new development would be off of Hutter Road, just west of Coeur Terre. And as of right now, that empty land isn't actually a part of the city of Coeur Terre. But if City Council approves the annexation of the land tonight, it eventually would be a full new community. So developments for this new community started back in 2019. And back in 2020, we got a first look at the master plan. The Coeur Terre project's initial plans would have brought houses, parks, gardens, and more to the 1,000 acres of land. Now, though, the KC Land Company wants to annex 442 acres of the land to build homes, schools, and businesses.
Self-sustaining community. That means you don't have to go out to get a gallon of milk. You can go to the local grocery store.
But the development has been controversial with people living in Coeur Terre. City officials have had several meetings lasting up to 6 hours about the project where they heard from neighbors.
If you vote for the annexation, you're voting against Coeur Terre citizens you store to serve.
This needs to be something that's very thoughtful, well thought out. The roads, the traffic, because we live there.
So the Coeur Terre Planning Commission has already approved the annexation. Next, we need a City of Coeur Terre's City Council to approve the annexation, and they're planning on voting on that tonight at 5 o'clock. In Coeur Terre, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Nicole, we know you'll stay on top of it. Thank you. Well, we do have an update this morning on the WSU student found dead in his dorm room last month. The Whitman County Medical Examiner's Office reported Luke Tyler's cause of death as suicide. The 19-year-old's family releasing a statement saying, quote, "We are continuing to work with the authorities to determine how, in a short 4 months during his first semester at WSU, Luke went from a positive, compassionate, and kind young man to having a depression so deep that caused him to take his own life." He had shared with close friends that he was at his breaking point due to hazing at Theta Chi, and we look forward to learning about the truth about his experience. KREM 2 confirmed with WSU police they are still investigating Luke's death. The family's attorney also says Pullman police are investigating Theta Chi fraternity for possible hazing after an online petition claimed Luke was hazed before his death. So if you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal thoughts, you can call the 988, the National Suicide Crisis Lifeline.
It's 7:07 right now. Let's take a look at your morning rush. More news in less time. Today, the Spokane County Commissioners will vote on the proposed funding for Avista Stadium. Now, the stadium must undergo a $22 million renovation project in order to be in compliance with Major League Baseball. That project needs to be finished by March of 2025. The discussion is expected to happen at 2 p.m. The Idaho House passed a bill which would make COVID vaccine requirements illegal for public agencies and even buildings. House Bill 155 says people will not need to prove they got a COVID vaccination or even a negative COVID test result in order to receive services from any city, county, or state agency. There would also be no vaccine requirements to enter a government building or be hired for a government job. That bill now heads to the Idaho Senate. Well, yesterday, construction began on the Idaho Central Spokane Valley Performing Arts Center. Once it's finished, the facility will include a 465-seat main stage theater. The Performing Arts Center is scheduled to open in summer of 2024. And that's a look at your morning rush.
So another check of our forecast on this Tuesday morning, where conditions are just starting to get a bit more cloudy or just starting to snow in some of our northern locations. Here in Spokane, things are dry, and the winds are still a bit on the breezy side. Still a 20 to 25 mile per hour wind out of the southwest. This morning, when that flips to the northeast, it will be noticeable because that's when it's going to start to get a lot colder. As we look at the hour by hour forecast, our computer model has snow in the region between about 10 a.m. to noon. I think it's the afternoon hours where we'll definitely see the most snowfall. And yeah, those winds will be flipping directions by the evening hours tonight. And that's why cold front, an Arctic cold front, will be moving through this afternoon, producing not only the couple inches of snowfall, but those bitterly cold temperatures we'll experience for the rest of the week.
President Biden is in Poland today, and he's expected to urge allies to continue their support for Ukraine against the Russian invasion.
So he will be meeting with NATO allies and deliver remarks in Warsaw. And this comes one day after President Biden's unexpected and surprise visit to Kyiv, Ukraine. Officials say the trip to Ukraine was months in the making and involved 10 hours of heavily guarded train ride across the Polish border. Russia's President Vladimir Putin was notified in advance.
He thought he could outlast us. I don't think he's thinking that right now.
In Poland today, President Biden is expected to echo his words from Kyiv, reaffirming support for Ukraine while condemning Russia. He is expected to speak this morning at 8:30 our time.